Good morning, dear friends. God is inviting us to a new day, and He always provides new instruction, new beginnings. And today, it's about trusting, caring, and not worrying too much. Emmanuel in message 152 of the book Vineyardoflight brings to us, quoting Matthew, Jesus as written in Matthew 6:34. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Emmanuel then explains to us, the lazy of all times never lost a moment to interpret falsely these gospel affirmations. The recommendation of Jesus regarding unsettling feelings is of those that argue about idleness. After reporting, after the Christ reported to, sorry friends, after the Christ reported to the lilies of the field, there were many who would consider themselves in the condition of flowers, whereas they are thorny plants. Decidedly, the lilies do not produce anything according to the Lord, but they fulfill God's will. They do not require the admiration of others. They bloom in the garden or in the soil. They give their perfume to the wind that goes by. They adorn in joy or comfort in sadness. They are useful in illness or health. They are not rebellious, and either in the hands that are shining or the selfish hands that adorn their cradle in which they were born. Would any individual accept the pattern of the lily in regard to his existence in their community? Jesus recommended that they not keep their soul in any anxiety regarding food, clothes, or other material issues. Jesus actually stated that the day has universal laws that would attend to itself. For the faithful disciple, they should dress up, feed themselves, which are easy verbs to conjugate. And the day represents a sublime opportunity to cooperate in the work of the good. But to base themselves in such simple realities, to affirm that the men must march without caring for themselves, would be to despise the effort of the Christ, converting the saving platform of his campaign in pure irresponsibility. Human beings cannot nourish themselves of the pretension to rectify the world of their fellow beings from one day to another, tormenting themselves in useless afflictions, but they need to care for themselves, improving themselves, educating themselves, illuminating themselves always more. Really, the bird sings happily, but the bird also edifies their own house. The flower adorns itself tranquilly, however, it obeys the designs of the eternal. The individual must live with trust, always attentive, however, in terms of improving themselves in wisdom and in love towards the divine work of perfection. This is one of the most interesting lessons that Emmanuel has shared with us. Somewhat controversial. It's somewhat controversial because some people think, yeah, I don't need to worry about tomorrow. What he's talking about is when you look at your stock market and you're worried. This is the lesson. He's saying, no, don't worry. Do your share. By worrying and not sleeping during the night, you're not helping yourself. On the contrary, you're creating a scenario that is very. Sorry, friends. So Emmanuel is telling us that we shouldn't worry. That's what Jesus reported to us. If we're going to get the enhancement of our assets in the stock market, that's a useless worry. If tomorrow we're going to buy a better house or a better car, sleeping on those problems and afflicting ourselves with it are truly fruitless. He's talking about the importance of fulfilling God's will. That is what we should care for. Trust always in the Almighty. Whatever is going to end in our hands, it will. If you're working and you're investing, if you're doing your share, just let it be. You don't need to sleep on these afflictions. You don't need to sleep on thinking, oh, am I going to do that vacation next summer or not? And create a fuss in your family because of a vacation next summer. These are not only fruitless, but they are complicating worries. He's saying, relax. You're guided. You have spirit guides who are caring for you. Do your share, like the lilies, like the birds, and everything else unfolds. Imagine if the bird is worried about winter coming now. They're not worried. What are they doing? Taking care. They're preparing their nests. They're preparing whatever they need. For those animals who hibernate during winter, they will prepare themselves. They're not going to sleep in anxiety. Let us be inspired by Jesus' wisdom and the wisdom of God's nature and take that load of anxiety out of our shoulders. At the end of the day, everything is in God's hands. Let us trust always, shall we? Right now, we feel the presence of the illuminated spirits who are caring for us and are willing that we stay calm, that we stay trusting and attentive, improving ourselves, opening ourselves to love and service wherever we are. Thank you, God, for this wonderful opportunity with you. We feel the presence of the doctors, nurses, and therapists in our lives, and we rejoice. Thank you for life, for the invitation of a new day, of kindness, tenderness in our lives. May today be a day when we feel more attuned with you, fulfilling your designs. We visualize our loved ones also being showered by your healing, and we all breathing molecules of love and healing. We visualize the loving care being spread out to the world. We visualize healing baskets being delivered to everyone in this circle of prayer, with remedies for the mind and the bodies, for their workplaces, their colleagues at work, their family members, and everyone who has their name in the book of prayer at Cardiac Radio and the Spiritist Society of Virginia, and other Spiritist societies connected to us. We feel the world being cared for in unforeseen ways. Feeling the joy of this new day, we thank you time and again. Glory to you, dear Lord. May peace be within us and on earth, as we are all of goodwill towards one another. And so be it. What a joy. Isn't it a joy? It is. What a privilege for us. We don't want to be privileged, but we are, because this message is calibrating. It is telling you and I, take it easy. Take care of yourself. Do not be afflicted by things that are passing. Don't be afflicted at all. Trust always. God knows everything. Feel the presence of love in your life. Thank you, friends. Thank you, Slavic. Thank you, Rihanna. We did the prayer today a little earlier, and we thank you for your patience, for your togetherness. We wish you a beautiful day and night, and may we be in trust and calm always. A big hug, and we'll see you later at Cardiac Radio.